I have developed a theory, and this comes from not only my many years of observing everything and everybody that I come across, but also the time I spent and talked to people after I was on the TV show. And one trend that I found is that people would constantly ask me what I ate. No matter what I said, after I did a speech or a talk somewhere, there'd be a Q&A and they'd come up to me and say, Julio, what do you eat for breakfast? And I would reply the same every time. It doesn't matter what I eat for breakfast. You just need to eat better. You need to eat what's good for you. Yeah, but what is it that you eat for breakfast? And I would again say, it doesn't matter what I eat for breakfast. Find what works for you. And then again, they would say, but Julio, what do you eat for breakfast? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Big Man, Big Problems podcast. My name is Julio. I'm your host. And if you've been watching the podcast, you know that it's not a secret that I had a bit of a love for food. So back in the day, back in the 70s when I was a kid, there wasn't really a lot to watch when it came to food programs. So I was obsessed with somebody like Julia Child, and in the 80s, even more obsessed with the Frugal Gourmet. And then sometime in the late 90s, this miracle happened called the Food Network. And all of a sudden, we had almost 24/7. It wasn't 24/7 when it opened. We had food television. And the world again became obsessed with watching food TV. And that started with Emerald. That started with a personal hero of mine, who's Alton Brown. And that went on for years and years and years. But really, when you watch these shows, you were watching them to maybe follow a recipe, maybe see the way things are done. In Alton Brown's case, he really just taught you about food, which is why I loved him so much. He taught you where it came from. He taught you how to buy it. He taught you how to store it. He taught you the process of everything. So here we are now in 2026. And unfortunately, the world has evolved into something different. So we don't really watch these classic cooks anymore, like Julia Child or Alton Brown or even Emerald. We now watch TikTok videos, we watch Instagram videos. And instead of actually watching people make something or cook something, we've now evolved into a thing where we're watching what somebody just eats in a day.
Welcome to a full day of eating on the Big Boy Diet. Today we have 3,850-ish calories, so let's get into it. And then I got home and had my first meal, which was this leftover rib dish that I made the night before. A lot of you guys might think I'm a sick eating ribs in the morning, but honestly, I don't really care. Plus, I had a glass of wine because you got to live a little bit. Still had a lot of carbs left, so I shit out of his dad's cookie box because I love them so much.
I kind of hate that mother. The premise is to inform. That's the premise. In actuality, it's just entertainment.
What I ate today as a big guy. All right, guys, for breakfast, we got a sausage, egg, bacon, biscuit.
How many views does this guy get? 1,800 likes. How's that possible?
And another chicken tendy. We can't forget about the breadsticks.
So what's the purpose of the video? Now, I can admit to you that I have seen my fair share of these videos. I don't think I watch any one person religiously, but I've seen them come across many times. Now, if you've listened to my podcast, or even if you haven't, you know that everything I preach is about being healthy. It's about being happy. It's not necessarily about losing weight or gaining weight or any of those things. So when I watch these videos, I'm really looking for two things. Number one, are they trying to show me how to be happier, or are they trying to show me how to be healthier? And unfortunately, I don't really see the value of either in these.
What I eat in a day as a nutritionist. I'm usually someone who trains fasted in the mornings, but as I'm increasing my running training, I've started to eat beforehand to fuel my workouts. Today was an interval session and I had a banana with some honey and hemp seeds, which gave me around 35 grams of carbs. For breakfast, I always aim for at least 30 grams of protein. So lunch was this leftover creamy mushroom chicken made with coconut milk on mashed sweet potato, which was around 50 grams of protein. I made this choc caramel slice with medjool dates the other day, so I had to have a piece of that after lunch. It was pickled cucumber and the star of the show, Mingle's Japanese curry sauce. This was about 45 grams of protein and so delicious.
The ultimate question is, why are these videos getting millions of views? Entertainment, voyeurism. We like to watch people eat. That's what we've evolved to as a culture. Instead of going out and doing it ourselves, we've resigned ourselves to just watching people eat. So what's the result of that? So does eating healthy automatically mean nutritious? Or is homemade automatically mean that it's healthier? Because there's a lot of things you can make. In fact, a lot of these videos, they're making dishes that you probably never heard of before. Some crazy protein taco bowl, some dessert that's made from the jewel dates and honey and whatever else the case might be. Ironically, in almost every case, they're throwing hot sauce on everything. So why do you throw hot sauce on something? Number one, the heat. Number two, to really cover up something that doesn't have a lot of flavor. What I have noticed too, and because I have daughters, and of course they watch TikTok and they watch Instagram, is a lot of people making all new and improved things. One of the latest ones I saw was a toasted marshmallow simple syrup or something crazy. And as my daughter showed it to me, I see this person making it, and at the end I go, that doesn't work. And she said, "What do you mean?" It shows right here on the video, the guy made it. I go, "That doesn't work. At the end, you're gonna have a clumpy mess of nothing that you're gonna put in your coffee." And when I watch things like that, I'm like, "What are they polluting us with?" When I watch these videos, I ask myself, like, what really stands out first? Is what they're doing realistic? Is this something that is sustainable? If you're someone who's actually trying to lose weight, are you going to follow this process and is it going to help you? Will you end up being healthier? Is this something you might continue to do? Does this mimic who you are and you find some comfort in what they're doing? I think the first thing that stands out is the host, and that's what you're most drawn to. Are you really drawn to what they're making, or are you drawn to the personality of the person doing it? What is the fascination with these? Now, I tend to think, especially when I watch these things as a Gen Xer who's gone through maybe some food issues in his life, I tend to start looking at them first as, is it appealing as a cuisine, as a food? Is it somebody who is maybe making fun of us? Are they actually, is it a practical joke to say, hey, I'm going to do the most ridiculous thing on camera. I'm going to show you the most ridiculous recipe, and I'm going to see if you actually follow it or try it. What's the benefit at the end to you as a person beyond just normal entertainment? And is doing any of what they say going to be ultimately beneficial to you as far as being happier or being healthier? Because if you want to be entertained, there's a million other things you can do besides that. So when you watch these videos and you see something, is it something you should do? Maybe. Is it something you can do? Probably. Is it something you will do? Probably not. Is anything of what you see in these videos an actual sustainable way of eating? Is it just giving you tips? When it all boils down to it, when you watch videos like this, you can watch 50 different people do 50 different things. And at the end of it all, what you have to do is just glean one thing from it. Are they all trending towards better protein? Are they all trending towards less fats? Are they all cutting out the sugar? Are they all promoting going to the gym or whatever the case may be? I don't know that there's any one person, any one specific example, any certain recipe, any calorie intake, any calorie out that you do at the gym that really is ultimately the most helpful for you. I have developed a theory, And this comes from not only my many years of observing everything and everybody that I come across, but also the time I spent and talked to people after I was on the TV show. And one trend that I found is that people would constantly ask me what I ate. No matter what I said, after I did a speech or a talk somewhere, there'd be a Q&A and they'd come up to me and say, "Julio, what do you eat for breakfast?" And I would reply the same every time. It doesn't matter what I eat for breakfast. You just need to eat better. You need to eat what's good for you. Yeah, but what is it that you eat for breakfast? And I would again say, it doesn't matter what I eat for breakfast. Find what works for you. And then again, they would say, "But Julio, what do you eat for breakfast?" And I would finally give in and I would reply, "Listen, my favorite breakfast right now is steel cut oats, and I like to chop up some prunes and put it in there and maybe a little bit of drizzle of honey." And they'd say, "Well, there it goes. I can't do that." And I said, "What do you mean you can't do that?" "Well, I don't like prunes, so I can't do your diet." So people, when they watch things like this and they do things, my theory is they find a way to see how this does not work for them, because everybody wants to be healthier. Everybody wants to be happier, but the journey to get there is very, very difficult. And how do we supplement this difficultness of getting there? Is we watch other people do it, number one, imagine us doing it, and then realizing that what they're doing is just really unrealistic for us. So unfortunately, I can't do it and I can't be happy and I can't find a way to be healthier and I can't find a way to eat better. I'm okay with everybody watching these videos. Listen, I watch a lot of television. I watch a lot of movies. You guys have seen a video of me where I talk about movie clips and how they affect my life. I have no issue with people watching these things for entertainment value, but please don't look at them as an example of how to live your life, or at the worst case scenario, as an example of why you can't be them, because you have to be responsible for you. You are the one that has to find the right way to eat for you. The reason these people are successful, the reason people are giving them millions of views is because they found a place where they're content. They found a place where they could say, "Look, this is what I do. I'm happy doing it and I'm better for it." And now they're basically showing off to you how they figured it out. Don't take it as an excuse to not figure it out for yourself. Everybody has that ability, everybody has that opportunity. So, to wrap it up, if you find a really cool recipe for a syrup that you could put in your coffee and you really love experimenting with those things and you really want to just do something different, by all means, try it. Pause the video, do it in slow mo, right? Try to figure out the recipe on your own. If you find a way to maybe live your life in a day or how to go to the gym, use it, try it. Just don't use these things as an excuse to not to, because at the end of it, what matters? What matters is your intention. You want to watch it for entertainment? I'm good with that. You want to watch it for a way to live your life? I'm good with that too. The important thing is that you choose, right? So Shawshank Redemption, right? Get busy living or get busy dying. It's that you choose to do something other than just sit on your couch, watch a video of somebody else doing better. Choose to do better. Choose to make yourself better. Choose to make yourself happy. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing these things. Please don't forget to like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm on every week with something new and something different. Subscribe and watch it. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.